I'm going to do an insight video today, and I'm going to do one on creation and sort of like looking at creation. I've been thinking a lot about creation lately, and creation is consciousness, and consciousness is vibration and frequency and energy. And creation is something that comes from you, is for you, through you, and as you. So the more that you start to shift into this, the more you start to understand this, the more you start to move into the fifth dimensional reality and the sixth dimensional reality, that creation is you and you are creation. And it's the understanding that consciousness is energy, and that, you know, our consciousness comes from our thoughts, it comes from our feelings, it comes from our words, it comes from many different aspects, but there's different levels of consciousness. There's an infinite consciousness that connects to our multi-dimensional self, and the infinite realms, and the infinite dimensions, which is where source energy is. Source energy is creation of source is the creation of all things, of all realities, all dimensions, and we're all born from source. So we all have a seed of source within us, an essence of source. So we all have the ability to access this. And the more that you start to shift consciously, and the more that your awareness comes, that you know that all creation comes from you, is born from you, through your sort of like consciousness, through your vibration, through your frequency. And this is the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is an energetic reality. It's not a physical reality. And when you start to shift and see reality from this kind of perspective, you start to see that everything is a vibration, everything is a frequency. So you start to see that everything comes from you, everything is created from you, for you, through you, and as you. And you start to realize that you're the center of creation, because you are creation. So through your energy, through your vibration, through your frequency, everything external, which is the 3D reality, is just vibrating. It's just a frequency that's vibrating in this eternal moment. This eternal moment which we can access through consciousness, through awareness, and through source energy. And the key is to integrate this consciousness into your reality, into your life. And again, when they talk about the fifth dimension, they talk about heaven on earth, which is just creating a reality that is aligned and unified with like your vibration, or like source energy with source vibration frequency. But heaven on earth is really the understanding that everything is energy, everything is consciousness, and everything is available to you. And heaven on earth is just what you create within your own reality. So it's the understanding that every day you have within that eternal moment, you can shift your vibration, your frequency, from your consciousness and your vibration and your energy, and you can create a reality external. But the external reality is only a mirror of what's happening internally. So this is the key. The key is the understanding that, you know, you are the center of creation. You are creating your own reality. So the understanding is that whatever you choose to create is what you're going to experience in the external world. The external world is not driving your reality. You are driving your reality, and that's the shift. So it's starting to understand that, you know, consciousness and creation are one, and they come from, you know, and you have access to both of these. You know, you have access to infinite consciousness, and you have access to the infinite creation and infinite vibrations and frequencies of creation. And all you have to do is integrate it and live and be centered within the awareness that you are the creator, and that you are creating your reality, that you are the creator, and you are creation. It's a shift, moving from the third, the fourth, to the fifth, into the sixth dimension. I say the sixth dimension because that's how it appears to me. I mean, there's many dimensions. I don't know all the dimensions. I wouldn't even dream to start to say how, because there's infinite dimensions and realities, and infinite sort of vibrations and frequencies of consciousness and creation within the infinite dimensions and realities. And I do not know all these. I'm not saying that. I wouldn't even start to say that I do. But in my terming in like in a human experience, I'm saying the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. The fifth dimension is the energetic reality, and it's very much about transmutation, as the fourth dimension is about transformation. Transformation is the awareness where you step into reality, into vibration and frequency and consciousness, and the awareness that, you know, you transform. You can transform your reality at any moment within the eternal moment, within the eternal frequency, the infinite frequency of creation and source, that you can step into that nothing is happening to you, that you're creating it. And this is the key. Things aren't happening to you. The external world, you know, when things happen to you, you have a choice. you have a choice to transform it into a reality or an experience that aligns with you, that aligns to a higher vibration, a higher frequency, or an infinite frequency, an infinite vibration, and an infinite vision that you want to create within this reality. And that's what heaven on earth is. Heaven on earth is also telling us that there's no separation. There's no separation between the infinite dimensions and realities and you, because you are part of those realities. You're part of Source. You have that Source Creator within you, and you know that living in that light frequency, that light vibration, that you're creating a higher, not a higher, but like an infinite vibration, a frequency. I keep saying higher, but that's a human term. Infinite is the term I like to use, because higher, it means one's higher, one's lower. There's not. The infinite reality, the infinite frequency is all is one. And this is the key, all is one. So you know that you're never separate, that you're always unified, you're always connected. And this is part of the creative vibration, the understanding that you are this multi-dimensional being. And when I say multi-dimension, I mean that you vibrate on many frequencies at once. So you have an experience where your energy can shift through these infinite vibrations and frequencies at once. You know, you're not having a one-dimensional experience, you're having like an infinite dimensional experience. And this is what the multi-dimensional aspect of being we're talking about, like your soul's expressing, because it's directly connected to source energy, and the source energy is within a different dimension, a different reality. Your infinite self, which is this infinite consciousness which you have access to, you're a channel for this. So you're accessing these two vibrations or frequency, these two sort of aspects of source at once. And then obviously they start to work in line to create and manifest. They also work to open you up as a channel to start to receive wisdom and insight from the other dimensions, the other realities. And this is where guides, angels, collectives, councils, Syrians, you know, whatever beings that you're saying that you know that you feel connected to, vibrations and frequencies, they're all connected to this, and you are connected to it. You're connected to this infinite source of wisdom and knowledge, and source energy has infinite consciousness. So there's infinite sort of vibrations and frequencies that you can access to bring awareness, to bring consciousness, to start to create reality, and create reality differently within this experience, within this life. And this is what all beings, you know, the purpose of why we've come back. You know, the souls come back, bringing this infinite vision, or this infinite vibrations and wisdom from other dimensions of realities, to come back, to unify this experience, to once again to be aligned and to be in harmony with source energy and source vibration. You'll find that spiritual evolution in this plane of existence and this planet will keep evolving, because consciousness is always expanding, as we are always expanding. We're always expanding with you know, integrating new awareness, new knowledge, new wisdom in our lives, in our realities. And the beings, the teachers, the guides, the universal teachers, the angels are all working with us, because they know what we are, and they know that we are them and they are us. In that sense, not necessarily angels, because angels aren't born within this reality, but guides and beings and universal teachers, you know, bring knowledge and wisdom from other realities and dimensions to this time and this place, so we can start to bring our reality, bring our planet more in line with higher consciousness and higher wisdom, or infinite wisdom and infinite consciousness. We are very much sort of expanding as beings. We're starting to understand, and this is the shift, that, you know, when you start becoming a creator with your own reality, you're not trying to get anywhere, you're not trying to achieve anything. You know that it's available right here, right now, and it's always available, and you're always connected, you're always aligned. There's always energy, there's always vibrations, there's always frequencies there. And you know that you are the creator, and you know the external reality, like I keep saying, is only a reflection of your consciousness and your awareness. And the souls come down here to create a heaven on earth in a sense, because the soul is here to raise the consciousness, raise the awareness of what it's like to be this infinite being of infinite vibrations, frequencies. And the soul is part of this greater aspect of self, and the soul's bringing this in. This is what the soul wants you to know. It wants you to know that you can create and manifest harmony, peace, love, joy, happiness in every moment, and whatever's going on in your reality, you can create that. There's no limitation. There's infinite potential. There's no separation. This non-separation is the biggest key as well. Knowing that you're always connected, that you always have these light vibrations, these light frequencies available, and your consciousness is always able to expand. And when your consciousness expands, that brings new energy, new insight, new wisdom in. But it also brings new vibrations of frequencies of perspectives of creation. And this is what's going on for many of us. And the more that we open up, and the more we become these channels where we are aligned and we're connected and unified, the more that we start to realize that everything is available, and there's nothing to, there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do. There's only sort of integrate and live within that eternal frequency of that eternal moment where there's always source energy, there's always source creation there, there's always source consciousness, and the energy is always available for each and every one of us as beings to shift and align. And again, this is where transmutation and transformation come in. Transmutation to me, in my sort of awareness and my understanding, I always see it as like different states of being. Different states of being to me are different vibrations, different frequencies, infinite vibrations, infinite frequencies. But they're also different states of consciousness. Your consciousness shifts, so your state of being shifts, your state of reality shifts, and this is how consciousness works. Is it shifts, your sense and perspective of reality shifts as well, and that's where creation comes from. That's where creation starts to the seed of creation starts to grow. The seed of creation starts to vibrate and manifest within your reality. And this is what this time and age is about. And this is what the knowledge and the wisdom that they're bringing. And it's infinite wisdom that's been there the whole time. Because you are a creator and you are creation. And creation works through you, as you, for you. It's not against you. Creation cannot be against you. How can creation be against you when you are creation? It only goes against you when you start to believe that the external world is driving creation, not that you're driving creation, that you're creating it. You think the external world is happening to you, and it's blocking you, and it's because that's what you're creating. You're aligning with that reality, with your level of consciousness, and then that's what you're creating, and that's what you're experiencing. The external world, the 3D reality, is the first step. Then you move into the fourth dimension where you know that transformation is available, and you transform using your energy and your consciousness. And then you do the same with the fifth dimension. You start to transform again, or transmutate through your energy, through your consciousness and your energy. And then that starts to open the door to creation, where you know you are a creator. And then you move into the sixth dimension. And this is what this time and age is about. And this is what many of us beings have come, have chosen as souls, to bring that energy back to this plane of existence, this planet, to start to shift that, so we can start to be aligned again and unified with the source creator, and integrate consciousness within this eternal moment, and start to create vibrations and frequencies that, one, allow us to create and manifest this heaven on earth, but also it allows us then to, as we walk as these vibrations and frequencies, these vibrations and frequencies within our own energy and our consciousness and our creation also align with others. And this again helps. And then we move from what I always see is like the first step to self-mastery for me is the I am consciousness, knowing of your own potential, your own creation, your own consciousness, your own frequencies, these infinite frequencies, your infinite self, your soul. This is the I am, where you step into your own sort of power. But then it moves into a we are, which is like a collective consciousness. And this is how the infinite dimensions of realities work. They're a one vibration, one moment, and they're always connected. They're one source energy, and they all know that they're all one. They're all part of the one vibration, one frequency. And this is the we are collective, and this is what councils and collectives work on, and angels work on, and guides work on. They know there's no separation, that we're all one. And when we vibrate together as one vibration, one frequency, we shift and change reality, but we also create dimensions and worlds and things like that. And that's how powerful it can be. So so this is why I also do the insights, is to share my own experience. For one, it's sort of like it sort of allows me to express my purpose, my soul, but it also allows others to gain insight from the wisdom and the insight that I'm experiencing, because this might help with a clear consciousness within your own reality to help you awaken and start to access your different dimensional realities and your different dimensional experience, and start to create within your own reality. So it's a, you know, it's this natural sort of infinity symbol is the symbol of 8, which is about union. It's about the fact that we're, you know, there's no separation, that everything is within that infinite moment. But it also sort of allows you, you know, and beings, it allows you to start to connect into that source energy, that source creation within your own reality, and understand that you're connected, that you're not separate. And the more of us that start to align and awaken to non-separateness, and that we're all one and we all live within one vibration, we can start to then vibrate together in a frequency, in that eternal moment where pure creation and reality and consciousness can be expanded and lifted for the planet. But also it can then help to shift and integrate higher consciousness, not infinite consciousness, and infinite vibrations within that frequency for this planet, so the planet can start to then once again align and unify with the different dimensional realities, and it will open up, and that's how it opens up, and then we start to receive more and more guidance from other dimensions, other realities, because we're shifting, and when we're living within creation, we are the creators, and we're living within that creative source creation vibration. So we're becoming one with all things and all beings, and this is what this time and age is about. So that's the insight video for today. Please like, subscribe, comment. We'd love some comments. We'd love any kind of sort of questions. If you feel like you've got a question, pose it in the box, and we'll try and get back with an answer. Yeah, like, subscribe, share. Have a great day.